Oh yeah, you know what time it is. You know what's going on. I am your host Cam Silver,
I am your co-host Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys podcast.
Mm,
How
what's up? Talk to me.
we are currently done with day one of the NFL draft.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
So
are.
we've seen some shockers, as per usual.
Per usual. Yes, sir.
Per usual, we've seen some guys slip, we've seen some guys climb. So,
Mhm.
let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So obviously everybody knows Cam Ward is the number one draft pick. It's been that way for basically, I don't know, since the season ended at this point, I guess.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All right. So the number two pick was going to the Browns, but they decided to trade the number two pick, a fourth round pick, and a sixth round pick to the Jaguars, and the Jaguars traded their fifth round pick, a second round pick, a fourth round pick, and a 2026 first round pick to the Browns. So now the Jaguars were able to get Travis Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
a big pickup for them, which is what they needed. They needed, another wide receiver on the opposite side of Brian Thomas Jr. Then they also needed somebody else on the defensive side on that cornerbacks because their defense just was not it last year, obviously.
Not at all. Not at all.
So big pickup for the Jaguars on that one. And then Giants get Abdul Carter at number three,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I like that pick a lot.
I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it, dog. I'll take it. Kayvon Thibodeau, sexy Dexy Lawrence, and then Abdul Carter, you put all three of those guys in at the same time, that defense is going to be.
Yeah, I like it. You guys just needed somebody to get off to the quarterback. One of the things that you could tell over these past couple of years that just has not been able to manifest itself. So yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Number five, actually, since the Jacks had traded that to the Browns were able to pick up Mason Graham, All-American from
Hmm.
Michigan, so he'll be playing alongside Miles Garrett down there in the trenches, which is going to be big because Graham is really, really good.
Hmm.
Ashton Genty going to the Raiders.
What a pickup for them.
hmm I think low key is still Tutoria McMillan from Arizona going to Carolina. I know a lot
Hmm.
of people had him fall into number 12 going to the Cowboys, but I like that pickup a lot actually. Needed another wide receiver for Bryce Young, a tall wide receiver
Hmm.
as well too, someone that you
All
could
wide
throw it up
receiver.
to. You could throw it up to and he can go get those 50-50 balls and he's also a little elusive as well too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy for Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? Just got him another threat, got him another weapon that which was well needed.
Mhm.
Hopefully Carolina can start to pick things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colton Loveland going to the Bears.
Very another good pickup for Caleb. I'm sorry, not Caleb. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Caleb Young. Yes.
Caleb
Um,
Williams, I think. Yeah.
Caleb Williams. Caleb
Yep.
Young. Who was I thinking of? Caleb Williams. Yes. What another good pickup for him. Needed another guy alongside Rome Odunze, DJ Moore. So we'll see how he's able to be utilized.
Yeah, yeah. Tyler Warren going to Penn State. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
going to the Colts out of Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
That was big. He was their leading pass catcher at Penn State. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a good safety valve for Anthony Richardson.
Very much needed safety valve. Tyler Warren was just a reliable, the most one. I thought he would go higher, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, actually, I thought he would go where Colston Loveland was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But either way, both teams got really good pickups on both sides
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
Jalen Walker going to the Falcons, so he doesn't have to leave anywhere as he's coming out of Georgia.
Hmm.
Mecca Ibuka was a
Hmm.
surprise pick for me going to Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Makes you kind of wonder if everything is all right down there with Chris Godwin.
Hmm.
Because he ended off with the bad ankle
Yeah.
injury that forced him
Yeah.
to miss the rest of the season. So it makes you kind of think like what's going on over there.
A lot of questions that got to be answered regarding Chris Godwin. That was a scary injury
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So keep an eye on that one.
Okay.
Um, the Steelers elected to not go for a quarterback and decided to go get a defensive tackle and Derek Harmon out of Oregon.
Okay.
Good pickup. I wish we did get a quarterback, but I'm not mad at the pickup. So I don't know. I guess we're still trying to figure out things with Aaron Rodgers, but also at the same time, we don't have a second round pick, so it's like
Yeah, that
we,
that that messes y'all up not
yeah,
having a
yeah.
second round pick.
Unless we make a trade
Hmm.
sometime between right now and tomorrow. So
Hmm.
so much stuff happens, yo. So much stuff happens.
There's still a lot of days for this draft left, brother.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of a lot,
A
you
lot of
never
a lot
know
of
what can
rounds,
happen. Hmm.
a lot of rounds, a lot of things could happen. Matthew Golden going wide receiver out of Texas going to Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't picked a wide receiver in decades.
Yeah, they Aaron Rodgers' entire tenure, they didn't get it. They didn't get a wide receiver. Jordan Love comes through, they get him, and then and within 3 years.
I know Aaron Rodgers sitting there like,
I'd
really?
be mad, man. I would be mad.
That man was begging for one for years.
That's like, and then yo, I don't get it. I have no words. I really have no words because it has been that long since we've seen Green Bay draft a wide receiver in the first round,
I want to say,
especially.
I want to say since 2002, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's disgusting. Like, that's it. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I want to say if I could get it up here. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 2002,
Oldest
right?
Packers first round wide receiver since 2002.
Yep, it was Javon Walker.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I said, Aaron Rodgers was begging for one.
Hmm.
It was one of the reasons why they couldn't get past the wild cards. One of the reasons why they just couldn't get back to the Super Bowl because they had no, none of those special wide receivers that were coming out. So,
Hmm.
and they had drafts where they had dudes coming
They
out.
had dudes coming out and they could have gotten them and they didn't.
You hate to see it.
That's I'm glad it's been a long time removed since Aaron Rodgers been there.
Yeah, because wow.
Brother.
Um, Another big trade that happened. The Giants traded their number 34 pick, their number 99 pick, and the 2026 third round pick to the Texans for the number 25 pick, so they could select Ole Miss's very own Jackson Dart. Kyle. No, nothing.
I have nothing. I have nothing to say. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been scratching my head for the last couple hours here. Um I his pro comp is Bo Nix. I'm not
Can't be
I
mad
need
at
to
that.
marinate in it. I need to marinate in it a little bit.
Yeah.
I really do because I can see the upside of Jackson Dart. I really, really can. He's athletic, much more mobile. But boy, oh boy, man, man, I don't have nothing to say. I'm done. Move on, man.
Yeah, Dart for me personally was up and down for this season. There were times where he looked great, like the game against Georgia, he had did his thing. But there were also times where it was like you need to get this win so you can at least keep the Ole Miss name in the college football playoffs, and they didn't get that win. One of those being against Florida, we had thrown back-to-back interceptions. And it's just one of those things. But there are throws that he has been making that I do like a lot. Throws on a run. He is very mobile, like you said. Um,
Mm.
he could throw the back shoulder fade pretty well. So it's just one of those where we're just gonna have to wait and see. Coach Brian Dable did reiterate that Russell Wilson will be quarterback number one.
Hmm.
into the season. But anything can happen. We just gotta wait and see what Dart's gonna be like, especially in with camp coming up and things of that nature. So
They got themselves a more elusive Daniel Jones. Sorry.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
I
just
wouldn't say that.
I
I
mean,
would not say that because
we needed a mobile quarterback, like we did, and we weren't gonna get that with Shedeur, obviously.
I will say this is that at least his name was ringing out.
Yes,
At least over the
yes.
last couple of years in college football, his name has been ringing out. His name has been constantly coming up as, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. Not like with Daniel Jones, where
That's
everyone's looking
true.
like, what in the world is this?
We gonna see. We gonna see.
Yes, indeed. And Brian Daboll's, he's a quarterback coach, so that's one thing I always lean on with him. He's a
Mm,
quarterback coach. Um, the next pick was actually pretty interesting. Falcons traded back into the first round for the number 26 pick in order for them to get James Pierce Jr., an edge
mm,
rusher out of Tennessee, really good as well. Falcons get the 2025 first round pick and the 2025 third round pick. The Rams ended up trading back to get a 2025 second round pick, a 2026 first round pick, and a 2025 seventh round pick.
mm,
So yeah, and looks like the Falcons got their guy.
mm-hmm.
His comp is Alex Highsmith,
Okay.
which is really good. If
That's
you,
very
yeah,
Pierce was the only edge to run a sub 4.5 40.
yeah, that's scary. That's scary, actually.
Oh
That's
God.
yeah, that's pretty scary. That's fast for an edge rusher. That means you don't got time. That means
Not at
you're a
all.
quarterback. You have
Not
no
at
time.
all. That not at all. Sub 4.5. That's hike, and you gotta throw.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And then plus be careful of your running back because he will hawk you down apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, he's explosive, speed rusher. He closes he closed the gap very well. He beats blockers off the edge very well as they say. Um he has sure hands. He's just speed though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the killer right there. Speed kills, man. Speed kills. And when you have a guy like that who just get off the edge and just beat his man,
Mm-hmm.
it forces the offense to do much more, especially on that offensive line, to pay attention to him more, which will free up other rushers.
Mm-hmm.
They also have Jalen Walker, who they just drafted earlier
Yep.
in their early years.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so yeah, it's gonna free up a lot of things for this Falcons defense.
This Falcons team, man, they're gonna start moving that soon. I can see
You
it.
can feel it,
Yeah,
yeah,
I could really like the tide is shifting over there in Atlanta. I could
yeah. They're
exactly,
getting younger and
exactly.
getting faster.
Faster, younger. Yep. We're still interested to see how Michael Penix is gonna play out.
Yeah,
Can he be that guy? I think he can be that guy, but you buffer in your defense. You know what I mean? You're getting what you need right now for the
yeah.
Falcons.
And Penix's way. I like how they brought him in.
Yeah, I
You
do
know,
too.
they
I
didn't,
do
you know,
too.
they didn't rush him in. They kind of
Hmm.
let Kirk Cousins fall off a bit.
Hmm.
And then after
Hmm.
that, I guess they kind of did it a little later than they should have if they wanted to make the playoffs. But they did bring him in. He did see game time. He saw beneficial game time too, trying
Hmm.
to fight to get his team into the playoffs.
And
You
he
know,
was he
so
was making he was making throws. He was
yeah.
making throws rookies, don't often make some a lot of times.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, this Falcons team is on a come up, man. So
Yes,
I
they are.
watch out.
They are. Yes, they
Watch
are.
out. Another big one that I like a lot, Jahad Campbell going to the Eagles,
Hmm.
Alabama. Another
Hmm.
great linebacker, man. Another one. He fourth fastest 40 yard for linebackers at 4.52.
That's just oh goodness.
Yeah,
That's
man.
goosebumps. Oh
Yeah,
God.
man.
That's who Jackson Dart's gonna have to go see. You're going. Yo.
Oh man, that's not good at all. Relentless pass rusher and easily slips past running backs. Oh boy.
Wow. Nice. Very nice.
And they say he matches up well with running backs and tight ends in pass coverage.
Yeah, yeah, of course he does. Of course he does. And then of course, of course the Eagles get him, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
Of course. I mean,
Oh boy. But yeah, no, this first round is something else. Just one other thing. So Will Johnson Jr. was rated as one of the best cornerbacks in the country over the
mhm.
past couple of years, but due to some knee injuries, teams are having concerns, and that's the reason why you did not hear his name being called. Other than that, I would have most definitely said his name because he is definitely one of my favorite cornerbacks to watch. He was, outstanding, for Michigan when they won the national championship. Still held down that defense this past season. So yeah, that's concerning because he's a really good talent,
Okay.
really good talent. But yeah,
Okay.
this draft is shaking up, and we still have.
It's this draft is it's a good draft so far. First
Oh
first
yeah,
day, first round. I'm here for it.
yes, still got obviously like you said, you still got Shedeur Sanders up there.
Hmm.
Henderson out of Ohio State is still up there. Luther Burden the third from Missouri still up there. Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State still up there. JT
Hmm.
Tuimoloau still up there from the edge rush out of Ohio State. So there's still dudes up here, man. There are still
Very much so. Very, very much so.
Tyler Shaw from Louisville still there. Jalen Milroe still there.
Jalen Milrose, I forgot about him
Hmm
still being there.
I could see him as a late second, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him a third round pick. So yeah, it's oh man, these next 2 days are going to be
Will Howard still there. Quinn Ewers still there.
yeah,
Kyle
Kyle
McCord
McCord,
still there. Riley
Riley
Leonard
Leonard,
still there.
Bill
Dylan
Gates.
Gabriel.
It's deep. It's
Wow.
deep. Cam
Wow.
Scatterbull is still up there.
But that, you know what, that makes sense. But a lot of teams don't need quarterbacks right now either.
Yeah, yeah, no, a lot of
But
teams
that is a deep quarterback class.
yeah, yeah. This is low key a deep quarterback class where it's just they're not as talented as other quarterback classes, but these guys have done a lot of work in college though.
That's what I'm saying. Like these guys' names alone bring out, like, we know who these guys are.
Exactly.
They may not be, you know,
These are names
one
that
A. They may not be 1A, but they're very easily 1B, 2A, like
yeah.
the lowest.
These are names if you've been checking this out since the fall, these are names
Mm.
that
We've
we've
been
talked about a
saying,
lot.
yup,
A lot. All these
yup,
names that we've called out, we've said at least, a maximum of at least a handful of times to say the least,
exactly.
So
And just looking at it in that list, I'm like, wow, like
yeah,
actually, wow.
yeah. Just a matter of how can their game translate to the pro level. Also,
Mm.
do they end up?
Where you end up, it plays, I would say 80% of if you're a good quarterback or not.
Yeah, yeah. And before we get off to the NBA playoffs, one thing that I'll
Mhm.
say, Louis Riddick had said on ESPN, he said, yeah, for Shedeur now, it's not about where you go. It's not about where you go, but who you go to.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Absolutely.
who's going to go to, who you're going to go to,
Absolutely.
who's gonna take good care of you and make sure that you're good in the long run.
You're properly developed to be the quarterback that we all know and want him to be.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
Spot on. Spot on, my brother. Um, Going to now the NBA playoffs.
mhm. Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Let's start in the East.
Okay.
Um, Obviously we're doing this as a Thursday, so when you guys see this, obviously games will change and things of that nature. But the Cavaliers have a 2-0 lead over the Heat. The Pacers have a 2-0 lead over the Bucks.
Mhm.
The Knicks got out of a close one against Detroit Thursday night, and now
Mhm.
they lead 2-1 over
Let's go.
the
They stole
Pistons.
one. We needed that. We stole one. Keep going.
And then even without Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown held it down for Boston, and now they got a commanding 2-0 lead going down to Orlando.
clutch three at the end of at the end of game two that he needed to hit after turning the ball over in the previous possession before that.
Yeah,
But Jalen Brown, what he had 39 or something like that.
36 or something like that.
36.
He was
Yeah. Just without his running mate, he held it down as as he's supposed to, as he is supposed to.
Derek White came alive in that fourth quarter.
Derek White,
That was
Derek
crucial.
White. Hmm.
That was crucial. But yeah, yeah. Orlando tried to hang on as much as they could, but they just don't have, enough star power
Hmm.
to do it, And Franz and Pablo are basically getting whatever they want. They got to work a little extra harder for it, but
Hmm. Hmm.
it shows though. It shows the levels. It shows the
Their
different
level
levels
to
that
this,
these teams
they
are.
gotta go out and get somebody else. Orlando, they need something else.
Also, you know who they're missing? Moritz Wagner, Franz's brother. He's still
Mm,
earlier this season. They're missing him a
okay,
lot.
okay, okay.
Missing him a lot. Um, oh, the Bucks are in literally a make or break game, game three.
Yeah, the Bucks. If they don't win Game 3, it's this series is over. They're gonna. I gotta go find my broom because that could be what's happening. But Dame will be a much more comfortable. Uh, I think.
Hopefully.
He just came back Game
Yeah,
2.
after a month off.
Oh yeah, with a blood clot in
His
his
calf.
leg,
Yeah.
in his calf. So I'm gonna give him. He got one more. He got this game here to get right. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
he only has this game here to get right. He don't
That's
got
it.
nothing
That's
else.
it.
It's funny because I think if the Bucks were to able to win game or at least be competitive in game one, then they probably wouldn't have brought him back for game two. They would have just let him rest and then come back in game
Hmm.
three.
Hmm.
But who
Hmm.
knows? It could be a blessing in disguise for him just to get back out there, just to get his feel back.
Early, yeah.
But yeah, things got chippy with the Knicks and Pistons in game three. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot was going on. Um, three technical fouls were given out within what, at like the first or second quarter.
Good.
Fouls. It looked like a good old 80s type of playoff matchup game.
As it
I
should be.
loved it.
As it should be, man. I feel like
Cat,
too much more often than not, we're asking who's the Knicks tough guy, who's the Knicks, bruiser, who's gonna be out there actually just hurting dudes just because.
Cat
But
was putting his foot on people's necks today, boy.
yeah, good.
Cat. I think Cat
I
finally
hope
got
he
the notion of everybody calling him soft, and now he's
I
like,
hope he had Tim's on while he did it. Yeah, yeah, nigga cat. Let's go,
hey,
boy.
hey, he came out firing,
Let's go,
hitting
boy.
threes, getting to the basket, he put Jalen Duren in a spin cycle at one point, got the and one. Yeah,
He
man,
should have been doing this. He should have been doing this.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, the East, man, the East is looking
They,
real
they
good.
toughing it out in the East, dog. Yeah, yeah.
East is looking real good. In the West, whew, um,
Not even barn. Some barn burners. Some butt whoopings over in the West.
man, I don't even know where to start right now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start at the bottom. We'll make our way to the top like we did last week. So the Rockets and Warriors, right? Warriors smacked them in the first game.
Mm.
Rockets come back in this one, win
Smack them,
back, but no Jimmy Butler. Jimmy
which
Butler
was
went down.
scary.
I think they said he has a deep glute contusion, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
Yeah, landed on his backside. He got ski lifted off the air, which is very scary, obviously, and he could barely
Damn.
move. And yeah, they're saying game three is in serious doubt right now.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't. The way he landed, and if you saying he got airlifted out or whatnot, yeah, that's that. You can't. I wouldn't feel comfortable making him play
Yeah, no,
in
especially because,
game
like I said,
three.
the last time you seen him, he could barely move.
Exactly. He came down hard, man. No, and I don't like how like people are saying like Amen Thompson did it on purpose or whatnot. Like,
That wasn't.
obviously you can tell by the footage if you have any sense at all. You can tell by the footage that he got pushed accidentally. Things happen in the NBA, like
He
you know
got
what I mean?
he
Things
got one thing is like he got pushed accidentally, but also at the same time he was trying to squeeze through two people and just do
exactly
and
just a basketball play.
he was doing something that you are taught as a kid is to
Yeah.
follow your shot.
Hmm.
The shot was off. He knew it was off. What did he try to do? He tried to
You
go
just
out.
tried to go
Oh,
get it. Exactly. I
there's
mean,
nothing else to it.
yeah,
And that's what I can't stand from, I understand Warriors fans, they're gonna say it's dirty play. That's fine. Warriors fans, they're gonna say that. It's okay. But from the casual fans, it's like, come on, bro. Like,
exactly. Exactly.
you know what I mean? Um, Lakers, Timberwolves. Lakers got smacked in the first game.
Timberwolves get smacked in
That
the second game.
that second game was very sloppy from both teams. I'm not gonna
Super.
lie. It was
Super.
horrible. Especially in that fourth quarter. Everybody just looked all over the place. It looked like it, you remember when you were younger playing
Hmm.
basketball and
Hmm.
you remember how like
Just chaotic.
when the game was going on too long and everybody got
Yes.
tired?
Yes.
That's exactly what it all looked like. Everybody just looked tired,
Yeah.
throwing up BS. No one's doing anything right.
Nothing at all.
They just looked all over the place. But that series is tied. That series is looking really good right now too.
Yeah,
So
I could see that one going 7 games, to
yeah,
be quite honest with you.
yeah. Um, Clippers Nuggets, bro. First game goes into
Boy, oh boy, oh
first
boy.
First game goes into overtime. Nuggets just squeeze by the win. Clippers come back in the second game and win that one. But then the third game, though,
Hold
Clippers
on. They
smacked them.
they 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 took that belt and just started whooping them, boy. Jesus.
You didn't even have to watch the game to understand that the Clippers were just more physical and they wanted it more. Especially with their first playoff game in the Intuit Dome as a smacker.
They
Come on,
said set the tone, set the tone.
come on now.
And the funny thing was is like Kawhi ain't even go off like that today.
Mm,
7 of 17. You know what I mean? 17 shots, 21 points. You ain't go off like that. Harden though, 6 14, 3 for 8. Like every uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys double digits, two of them off the bench. Derrick Jones Jr., 10 points. Like that's just oh my, that's crazy. Michael Porter Jr. for the Nuggets, 7 points. That can't happen.
yeah.
That can't happen. Jamal Murray look off. He been looking off all series, if you ask me.
Really? You think so?
I think in that first game he was struggling for that mid range dog. He
He's
was
still
they
doing all
they
right
might
though.
have
Still,
won.
still over 20 a game. Game one, 21 points. He did shoot poorly though, 35%. Game two though, shot 52%, 50%
Hmm.
from three. So I'm not gonna say he was off. He was still shot 53% today.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I'm not gonna say he was off. I think that's a little harsh at the for this one, but yeah, no. The whole team, Jokic doing Jokic things, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 13 assists. But yeah, Michael Porter Jr. is also trying to work through a shoulder injury as well too. So that's something to
Hmm.
note as well. But
Okay.
yeah, no one else can give you anything.
No, there's nobody else.
No one else is giving you anything.
It's not like in the years past where they at least had like a KCP, Kentavious Caldwell Pope for those that don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
you got Russell Westbrook going 1 for 5 in both field goal and 3-point. Like, yo, son, I think his head got inflated because of all those 3-pointers he took in the last couple games, bro.
yeah, no, he think he's Steph now all of a sudden. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Just get to the basket. What happened to the? I need to know what happened to that Russ like little mid range that he used to do because that used to
I think
be
he got too
killer back in
strong.
the day, huh?
I think he got too strong. You know how like Giannis was?
Yeah,
Remember when Giannis first
yeah,
came in the league and he could shoot?
yeah.
I think that's what happened. They got too strong and they just stopped working on their shot.
You stop working on it.
Just became explosive ass people. Like,
Hmm.
but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see because if the Clippers mess around and win game four.
Oh, yo, it's this one's in the bag, dude. Clippers in five.
Hey,
Clippers in five.
hey, bruh. But Thunder, Grizzlies. So first game. We got to take this one in. We got to take this one in. First game, first game. The Thunder smacked the Grizzlies by 50, y'all. I think they say what it was the fourth highest
51,
victory in playoff
51, fifth
history.
highest. Yo, that's disgusting.
Then after that, the second game. They still smacked them. They smacked them by like 20. But then the third game,
Grizzlies finally
Grizzlies,
come to play.
Grizzlies finally came to play. They're up by 29. Then at the end of the second quarter, just a bad mishap. It wasn't a dirty play, just a bad mishap. Lou Dort was trying to stop was trying to stop the fast break. Scottie Pippen Jr. throws the ball. I think it was behind his back. He throws it back to John Morant. John Morant catches it, goes up in the air as Lou Dort is turning to try to get the bounce pass.
Mhm.
He ends up clipping John Morant by accident. John Morant lands on the front of his left hip. And then after that, he's basically barely able to move. And then, yeah, after that, from then on, Grizzlies lost all steam. And then Thunder just took over. Alex Caruso took over at the end of that game, especially on the defensive end,
And
uh,
which is
causing chaos.
this just sucks because Grizzlies could have won that. Probably could have made it a series.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe
2-1 instead of a 3-0.
just to, just to give the Thunder a little pep in their step. But yeah, this is Saturday might be it for Memphis fans.
Where's the broom? Where's my broom? Find it. I gotta find it again.
Oh man. But that is it for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned just as much as we did. Continue watching these playoffs. Watch the rest of your team over this weekend for the draft and to see what you may like, what you might not like. I don't know. Who knows? But
No.
till then, I'm your host Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys.
Thank you. Thank you.